Hello, and welcome to the first stream I've done in a very long time. It's been a while. Hopefully, technology is on my side today. We're not going to see any tearing or anything like that. Let me turn the volume off. Yeah, so I want to do more streams more often that are more, not really tutorials or instructional videos, just, just chilling and talking and coding and just working on all kinds of different projects. So yeah, let's talk about what we're going to be working on today. So this is my cousin's website. Name is Blair Meeks. She's got a blog up here. It's on the WordPress.com. So you're kind of limited with what you can do on WordPress.com. So she's got a blog. She's got just like a basic theme, and she wants to really start using this in the future for driving traffic to social media and to her CBD website that she sells CBD products. So we're going to kind of do a refresh on this. She's already purchased a domain, so we can do whatever we want. We can build something completely custom. So in this stream, I'm not going to really do any coding, I don't think. This is really going to be more of a design type of stream. So let's get started. I've decided I was wanting to originally do Tailwind CSS. Really like Tailwind, and I thought it'd be really cool to build a theme out of it. But I'm just kind of short on time with other clients wanting work done, and with a full-time job and everything. So I'm going to use Oxygen Builder. So why not use the tools that we have, right? So Oxygen Builder will allow us to visually design the. I should get closer to the mic. Visually design the website, and it's very lightweight, and it doesn't really cause much headache when it comes to site speed and all that. There. All right, fixing my camera. Okay, so I've copied all of her content down. This is running locally. This is just the WordPress 2019 site. One thing I noticed when I was kind of looking through her content is she has a lot of these poems along with more full-size blog posts. So with the poetry, I was thinking doing a different template that would allow the text to be a little larger, take up more space, because the lines themselves are pretty short compared to like a full sentence, right, like this. So I think that's what I'm going to focus on today is the blog posts and the poetry. So we're going to build a custom post type for the poetry, and have that styled a little differently. All right, so let's jump in here. First I want to get rid of this hello world that I created when the WordPress was created here. So not a lot of posts here, so it shouldn't be too hard to go through and make them custom post types. Let's go into plugins. I've already got Oxygen. It's not activated yet. I do need to get the CPT UI plugin. This is the custom post type UI. Let's go ahead and install that. All right, let's make a post type. I'm going to say, I'm kind of going back and forth on this, because I'm just thinking the URL of the actual poems themselves. So it'd be like blairmeeks.com/poetry/ the title, or /poem. I kind of like poetry. Do poems and poem for the singular. I don't know if we really need a description. I would like to change, though. Let's see, where is it? Public. Menu position. I'll make it 6 so that it's right below the other posts. All right, add post type. So we have posts and we have poems. Alright, now I need to figure out which of these are poems. So I'm using MySQL Workbench. I'm actually on Windows today simply because my my elementary dual boot is not working for some reason. So I'm making do with Windows today. All right, not too familiar with this software. Okay, so to Furio. Here it is. Should be a post type column, right? Here it is. Change that to poetry. Let's go ahead and apply it, make sure this works. So Furio's gone here, poems, Furio's here. And it still works. Yes, this was built in the classic editor, so it's going to show up like this. Alright. Furio, Mother's Day. It's going to be this one. Change that to poetry. Scroll through all these posts real quick. Poem for National Grief Awareness. Change that to poetry. Alright, so I guess it's just those three. Let's apply that. Alright, so those are out of here. We've got 3 poems. Alright, let's go ahead and activate Oxygen. Oxygen's actually going to completely get rid of the 2019 theme, and we're just left with a bunch of content, which is good. Alright, Oxygen. Let's create a new main template. This is going to be kind of our header, footer, wrapper. Haven't really decided how I'm going to design the header yet. So Blair did tell me that she wants this to be a very clean, minimal looking website, just a place to easily kind of read the posts. The landing page, I'm still not sure what I'm going to do yet, because she wants it to kind of serve 2 purposes, either driving traffic to her CBD page or driving traffic to her blog / social media. So let's go in here. Let's add a header section. Let's rename this. Let's add a main section, rename, and let's add a footer. All right. So in our main section, let's add inner content. All right, that's fine. Side main. There we go. All right, so we've got our 3 sections. Header, I'm just thinking for right now, let's just do a 2-column, which is really just a flex box with 2 divs. Let's add a header or heading. Change this to site title. Blair Meeks. All right, that's fine. And in here, let's do just a standard WordPress menu. There we go. All right, I'm not going to worry too much about the header for right now. I want to mainly focus on the content. So let's go back to admin. Let's create a new template for single poem. publish it. So we want this to be a single poem. Oh, we need to inherit the main design. So now if I go to, let's go to a poem. Let's view this one. How do I, Gutenberg. View. Alright, so we've got our header, we've got space for our footer. We just want to style the actual post itself. Alright, so we've got this in our content. Let's do another heading. Let's make this one an I don't know, H2 maybe? And we're going to change this to the title of the post. So we've got the heading. Let's add the actual content of the post here. And now I can play with typography and sizings, I guess. So my thought here was poems are going to have short lines, so we want to kind of put them more towards the middle, make the text a little larger. Add an article section. Put the heading in there, put the inner content in there. And in this section, let's make the width. Should we do like a set, like 600, maybe? Where's margins? Container padding. Custom. What am I doing here? Confused by this. Oh, there we go. Okay, so if you do a section, it's automatically got margin auto on it, looks like. Something I did not know. All right, the heading. Global styles, fonts. What should our default font be? Open Sans? Kind of like Open Sans. That could work. I'm gonna leave that. Kind of play with the font size here. Maybe we should we center this? And this content, maybe we should add some padding. Should probably add some padding here, right? Alright, typography. Do you want to make this bigger? Oh, that's way too big. Something like this. Do I want a different font here? Might look nice. 400 weight looks kind of nice. I might want to change the weight on this actually. Just 1.5 height, 4. she put the date down here, but I wonder, we should probably put a date. Let's do this. Let's add what's the text here? What is this div? Go away. Let's do insert data date. Now we can get rid of this padding. Now is that just a paragraph? Okay, so that's just a span. So we need to wrap that in a div. Now the div can be full width, and we can center it. There we go. Now this, let's just add some room here. And I wanted to go. Alright, so that's looking a little better. So got the date. I'm not gonna put the author because all this is Blair's. She's just writing, so she's not gonna have guest authors. If she does, we can always add that later. Alright, so I don't know, should there be some kind of like separation around this? Like around the whole section itself, like a shadow or something? Can do like a light shadow maybe. I don't know, I'm just guessing something here. So that's around the whole. Oh, because this says padding, not margin, right? No, custom width. So why does it look like that? So article itself has the shadow, not the div within it. So there's another div that's not showing up here. Is that correct? I mean, that may look fine. Well, see if this if it comes up this time. Section, no div. Oh, let's just play with it. Make this more blurry. A little less spread. Does that look better? It's a lot softer. I wonder if we should do some like a where's the border radius? Maybe round it a little bit. Can't see it. There we go. Some rounded borders. That might work. Obviously, we got some mobile work to do. But I do want to see how it looks on mobile. Do need to bring the font size down. So let's switch to alright, so at this level, let's bring the font size down some. Bring this down to quite a bit. And then this font size, oops, 30, 25 maybe. Bring this padding up some. So we're only affecting the styles on this lower resolution here, I think, right? Where did my There it is. All right, all devices. So yeah, if we refresh this, bring it in. Yeah, text got smaller right there. And once we get into mobile, we need to make it even smaller. Let's go to less than 480. I think that's fine. I think this text, yeah, I think we really need to bring in the padding. And then typography, let's make it a bit smaller. So we do a, I don't know, iPhone 6, 7. It's kind of how it looks. I don't think she has any. Let me go back to admin. I don't think she has any like featured images on these, right? Let's see, poems. No featured image. So I think I'll just leave it without any kind of featured image for now and talk to her and see if she wants to have the ability to add that somewhere on the page. Alright, let's go back to templates. I think there needs to be more space here actually. Let's get a little bit of padding. Okay, I can make this. Let's go into typography. I don't know if we should leave it at like 400 and then just make it a little lighter, or should we leave it dark and change the weight to 100? Kind of like that. I'm wondering if we need to change the weight on this a little bit. How's that look? It's a little too light. Let's change this to 400. Let's make the color black, but let's bring down the opacity a little bit. I don't know, maybe more of a gray. I'm not a professional designer, so I'm just kind of making this up as I go. Throwing my phone around. What should I do? Forget where my snip is at. Screen snip. The Instagram story later, right? All right. Where does that go? Oops. All right, let's look at just a regular post now. Let's go back to admin. Go in here to a post. Let's look at this one. I did it again. View. All right. So here's a regular post. You can see it did not take the poetry post type. Let's create a new template. Add template. single post. Actually, can I copy? Trash. Can I duplicate it? That would be cool, right? That's all right. Okay. Add new template, single post. It's gonna use the main template. This is gonna be a single post. Publish it. Let's edit it. All right, so now it's taking form of it's got the website header here. And we've got just the content just blurted out here. All right, sure. Let's add a article. And let's add the content inside the section. We do need to add a heading, H2. This is going to be the title. Let's how did I center the other title? I just did it. Ah, there we go. Give it some space. Let's add text. Whoops, not that. It's going to be the date. Center that. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, let me go back to a single poem. Let's edit this. Alright, so this, I want to add a class. I forget how I do it. Enter class name. All right. Post title. Give us a class of post date. And I'm going to leave that for now. All right. So we go back to single post. Let's edit with oxygen. Any day. There we go. Oh, of course, now it reloads. Alright, so now we can add the class. Let's get rid of, do I have anything on here? No? Oh, 0. Or let's just get rid of it. Alright. Post title. Add class of post date. Is that not applying anything? It's supposed to. Things that happen when you're live streaming. So that's applied to the ID. Okay, so we want 14 pixels. on the bottom. Back to ID, font size 42. Font weight 300, and an H2. What? Where did it go? Where's my text? Okay, that was weird. All right, so the heading has this. Let's click the ID. What else do we need? Typography. We already got font size 42, right? Yep, that all looks fine. Okay. Save that. So that's going to affect this one. Okay. Same here. So post date, we have text is black, font weight 100. So let's set that to black, font weight 100. Typography. So that's all we have there, right? Did that do anything? Was it already like that? Font weight, this should be 100. That did it. Okay. And this section has 75. Yeah, that's going to be different on the actual post. So let's go back to single post. There's my water. All right, so let's mess with this. Let's add some padding here. So this is a regular blog post. Let's give it some padding on the sides. I think Robato's a nice text to read. Roboto. Railway's nice. I think I like. Oh, it's mono. Oops. Let's do Roboto. Roboto slab. So Roboto or Roboto slab? I think I'll try that. Let's up this a little bit. Maybe bring in the sides more. I think, at least on desktop, we should probably up the font size. Not that much. also want to add more space between paragraphs. So these are just paragraphs, right? So you have a CT inner content paragraph. Let's manage our style sheets. Let's add a. It's been a while since I've done this. Let's add a selector. All right. So under categorized. So we're looking at CT inner content, and then a paragraph inside that. So that's already selecting these guys. I want to add an extra bottom padding of maybe 15. So that's going to separate these paragraphs a little bit more. Maybe even a little more. Just want this to be readable. Obviously we need to trim down once we get to mobile. Okay. Wondering, should we go back? Let's go back to the poem. I think if we're going to do this shadow, we need to be kind of uniform and do it everywhere. Alright, so we've got this, so the section that has it. Yep. So we have this 0584. Let's do post shadow, I guess. 0584. Now let's go back to our post. I wish there was an easier way to jump between the different templates in Oxygen. I think that'd be a really good feature. Just like the little drop down at the top. Alright, so this section, let's add post shadow. Alright, so now that's uniform between the poems and the posts. We also need the border radius. I forgot about that. All right. Let's go back to the ID. Border radius of 5. So that'll add it to the class, which updates the post. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I do need to discuss with her comments. Right now she's using just the regular WordPress comments, but if she's wanting to tie it into social media, I'm wondering if it would be better to use like Discuss or something that's tied into Facebook. All right, let me grab another snip. Save that real quick. Okay, so I think we have the post done. We need to do mobile, right? So let's jump over to single post. Let's look at this from a mobile standpoint. So once we get to tablets, we need to shrink the padding's on the side. It's a bit wide. I think part of the reason why this is running slow is because I'm running it through like Laragon, like a WAMP type thing. All right, so let's look at once we get to this size, let's look at the section. Where's the, it's going to be the inner content, right? Where is this padding? That's on the inner content, right? Can I undo? I just remove it. Alright, so when we get into here, let's change this padding to maybe 50 on each side. So as we come out, it gets larger. Kind of shrink a little bit there. As we go down to smaller, I think that's okay. Down here we obviously need to do a lot less. We also need to change the typography. Let's trim the font size down. And then again, once we get down to 480, I think the padding, let's change the padding just slightly. Actually, we could probably do it at 0 because there's already some padding on this section. And then the typography, let's bring that down. Bring that down, we could probably bring the line height in. It was 1.9, right? I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell without actually seeing it on a mobile device. That might work. We might need to tweak that later. I think this is looking pretty good. I think it's a good start. Let's go ahead and throw in a placeholder footer as well. So let's go back to our main. Alright, so we have our footer here. Like this. Okay, so it's taking out the full width. Just make it like a lighter color maybe. Or should we do like a dark? Also, let's change this. Instead of like black, let's just do a bit of an off black maybe. Spam color. Let's add some more room there. So if we go back to this poem, it's not loading it right actually. We have some space at the bottom here. I don't know what we'll put in here. Do 100 pixels on top, 100 pixels on bottom. We could just add a, what is that code? Copyright and copy. Oh, what is it? Is it date Y? I don't know. Just making this stuff up here. Yep, that looks right. All right, so let's, so we did write some code today, right there. A little bit of PHP. But we can still configure it with where is it? Layout, center, typography. I don't know, just something to start with. Private add social media icons down here. Obviously we need to work on the header, but I think our post content is looking pretty good. Let's go look at a poem again. Did it again. View. This should probably be, why is that not centered? If we go to this, I guess it's not centered either, is it? Alright, let's go back to single poem. Go to a post. Oh, it looks centered, right? Oh, I think the element itself is centered, but the text is not. So when you have a short element like this, it looks centered. But when you have a long one here, it's off a bit. So let's change post title. Let's do that. There we go. That did it. I think though, if we go to this, I want to change the line height. Bring it in tighter. Oh yeah, that looks good. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. I was planning on doing an hour, but I think we accomplished a bit. We'll talk about some other streams I'd like to do. I'd like to continue doing some of this design work, finish up Blair's site. I'd like to, so I've been playing around with WordPress GraphQL, and it's pretty cool. We can do a lot of cool things with it. So I'm thinking about rebuilding my site. Right now my site is built with Angular. I'm thinking about rebuilding it, or it's currently built with Oxygen. Thinking about rebuilding it with Angular, with WP GraphQL. Would be kind of fun to do, so I might do that on a stream. Also been wanting to get back into game development. I had a lot of good response from my Intro to Game Dev with JavaScript series, so I'm looking at either continuing JavaScript and doing phaser development, or going to Godot, which is a fairly new game engine that's completely open source, and you can build some pretty cool stuff with it. So haven't really decided what I'm going to do there, but stay tuned. I'm going to try to do like at least one stream a week. That's my goal. I might get some music in here. I'm thinking about buying the Monster Cat Gold, which will allow me to play their music. It's like a $5 a month for the license. So yeah, so let me know what you guys think. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the thumbs up if you like this stream, and I'll catch you next time.